Having just completed my first service on my 23 Silverado 3.0 Duramax diesel with the LZ0 engine, there's a couple things that I think the new owners should really know, and one of which is oil consumption. We have DEF consumption, we have rubbing trans cooler line that I think everybody needs to take a look at. And then lastly, I'll give an update on my fuel mileage. Now that I'm just over 3,000 miles with the truck, I kind of have a general idea on where we're sitting with the fuel mileage. So let's get right into it, and we'll start off with the oil consumption. So these 3.0 Duramax diesels, the LZ0, come overfilled with 1 quart of oil. And I had 3,000 miles on my truck, and I went ahead and took a look at that, and it was definitely low. I was at the bottom of the crosshatch, which means I've used close to 2 quarts of oil within 3,000 miles. So if you have one of these trucks, you're definitely going to want to keep an eye on that engine oil, because it does consume that oil within a short amount of time while it's going through break-in. So I did complete my oil change and I topped it off, and I'm definitely going to pay closer attention to that. Now also, I topped off the DEF fluid, and this took almost 4 gallons of DEF fluid. It was 3.5 gallons. So that's just over a gallon per 1,000 miles, which is definitely higher than the LM2, which was already high, and I haven't even towed at all with this truck. So DEF consumption seems to be higher with these LZ0 engines. Now, also while I was underneath it, I took a look around to see if everything was looking okay, and I found a trans cooler line rubbing, and it's definitely something that if it's rubbing on your truck and you don't notice it, it could put a hole in there. So you want to go ahead and crawl underneath on the left side of the engine, just look at your trans cooler line and just pull it away from there. Mine did have a rub mark in there, and if I would have continued on, definitely would have been spraying trans fluid all over the place within a matter of time. All right, so I'm underneath the LZ0. There's a cooler line, it goes right there. I'm on the left side of the engine. You can see right in there, it's actually rubbing on the cooler itself. Clearance. You feel a little bit of a rub mark right there. Only a matter of time before that rubs through and you're losing fluids. Check yours. Lastly, we have fuel mileage, and since I bought this truck, I've been using an app called Fuely because it's what some people have recommended to me, the viewers, so I appreciate that, and I have followed through with this, and it's really given me a good indication on my fuel mileage. And so pretty much we've got 22.9, 25.7, 25.6, 26, 26.3, that was my best, and then we dropped to 24.9 on the last fill up, and this is largely due to K&N air filter that I dropped in there just to see if it made any changes, and it did make some changes. So now I've swapped out to an AFE, and I'm going to test that, and that'll be updated in a future video. But for now, let me just say I am seeing some better fuel mileage out of this LZ0 than I did on my previous LM2, and that's quite surprising. And I'm judging this based off of, by the time I get home or to my destination at work, I'm sitting at anywhere from 26 to 28 miles per gallon. Currently, when before it was 22 to 24, maybe I'd see a 25. So definitely seeing better fuel mileage with this LZ0 and the 373 gears. So if you want to continue to follow along with more LZ0 3.0 Duramax diesel LM2 information, follow the channel, and I'll keep updating. See ya.